So now we're ready to insert some endnotes into the text of our paper, and as you can see, what I've done with my sample paper here is I have highlighted parenthetical, really informal parenthetical citations throughout my text because I just find that a little easier to focus on rather than trying to do the endnotes as I go along. But of course, you could also do your endnotes as you go along, and that would be fine too. What you want to do is place your cursor at the end of the punctuation, because the endnote reference always goes at the last bit of punctuation, after the last bit of punctuation, and then go up and go to Insert Footnote. Now when the footnote menu comes up, make sure you change that to an endnote, and make sure you see 1, 2, 3 here. If you don't, go to Options and make sure that the number format is the first one on the list chosen. We want to start at number 1, so we hit OK. Hit OK again. And now you'll notice that at the top of the screen I have the text of my paper with my endnote reference there, and down here I have my endnote reference below this line that separates the two sections of the paper. Now, if you don't see this, go up to View and make sure that you're in the draft view and that the footnotes, there's a check mark next to footnotes so you can see both things. Now, I need to get rid of my informal citation there. That was just for me. And I have to do some formatting stuff down here in the EndNote section to make sure that the format looks like the Chicago style format in EasyWriter. One of the things that you have to do is go to the EndNote separator in this EndNote section, because Word will automatically put this EndNote separator line, and we don't want that. So just go to the EndNote separator and hit Delete. Now you have to be careful that you don't end up typing your EndNotes in this section. You want to make sure you're clicked on all EndNotes before you start typing your EndNotes. I'm also going to go to the EndNote continuation separator and delete that. EndNote continuation notice shouldn't be a problem. Now I'm ready to go back to all EndNotes. And what I can see here is this number is superscripted, and that's correct. But this number is also a superscript. So I'm going to have to change that. Going up to Font and taking superscript off. Now it's a normal size. And Chicago Style wants the number, a period, a space, and then my first EndNote would go here. Now when I'm ready, I can go to the position where I want my second EndNote, do the same thing. My option should be saved from before, but again, I'm getting the superscript number. One option for you to do is to wait until you're completely finished and change the font of them all at the same time, but that is just a personal preference that you can work through on your own. Alright, now if I wanted, well, first let me get rid of this informal citation again, make sure my spacing is right. If I wanted to put an EndNote here, I realized that I needed an EndNote here as well, or I added some information and want an EndNote to go with it. I go to the position I want it, insert footnote again, hit OK, and you'll notice it changes the numbers for me. It's hard to tell there, but if I go to the font and take off the superscript, it made it a 2 for me. And then I can type that EndNote here. Now there are links on the website that will take you to formatting for your EndNotes, so it will look just like the sample paper in Chicago Style in EasyWriter. I'm not going to go into that in this screencast, but do know that we have some spacing issues here. You need to make sure that your EndNotes begin on a new page, and it says Notes at the top of the page, and that page is numbered. So just make sure you take a look at the sample paper from EasyWriter and make sure your Chicago Style essay looks just like the sample. Let me know if you have any questions.